Don't get this twisted. I'm a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think that she's doing a pretty good job. She's raising a bunch of stink with the right type of people. And the comparisons between her and AOC, with Marjorie Taylor Greene being the right-wing version of her in some comparisons, is fair. They're both quite idealistic. They both adhere to their ideologies quite fervently. But at least one has the receipts to back everything that they're claiming up with. Because the first article that we have up here is her defending her ideology. Plain and simple. Left-wing smear campaign backfired. More MAGA action to come, Representative Marjorie Greene. Since launching your smear campaign against me, nearly 60,000 American First Patriots from 50 states have reached out with a message of support and have poured over $1.6 million in small donations into my campaign account, which is what Jordan Peterson did. Because he made that statement, I think it was on Joe Rogan's show, but I'm not entirely sure, where he said that he figured out how to weaponize social justice warriors, and that's exactly what Greene is doing here. Okay, whenever she says something inflammatory, the spurgs spurg out, and then the simps just chuck it into her account. Fucking hell yeah, get that bag. I don't care. Every attack, every lie, every smear strengthens my base of support at home and across the country because people know the truth and are fed up with the lies, she added. Greene kept her promise to impeach President Joe Biden by filing articles of impeachment the day after she was sworn in, drawing intense fire from left-wing Democrats screeching from here to kingdom come. But we'll get back to that because she once again popped up into the news here. Now, with all of the comparisons to AOC, it's only natural that one of the other members of the squad would draw her ire. And that would be Cori Bush, who moves office after being berated and targeted by Marjorie Taylor Greene, freshman Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush, who also drew up similar legislation after being signed in. She was the one who was responsible for the motion to remove anyone who voted against the Electoral College vote to contest it. So let's not pretend that she's some kind of a nonpartisan actor in this, because Marjorie definitely did vote to contest Arizona and Pennsylvania. We have the receipts for that. Meanwhile, Bush is trying to weaponize the legislature. But anyways, this 300-pound wilting violet is moving her office to get distance from GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. She tweeted on Friday, Bush said her colleague threatened and berated both her and her staff. Oh, that's going to come back and bite her in her rapidly swelling ass. Greene has been widely condemned by many House Democrats. Oh, for shame, as she has promoted a host of conspiracy theories and agreed to statements that Democrats should be executed. Okay, that's a big statement there. Care to provide any evidence for that? No. Oh, it's CBS. Of course not. Why would they? A House Democrat says he plans to introduce a motion as early as next week to expel her from the chamber. Good fucking luck, pal. Bush initially tweeted that she's moving her office because of Greene's behavior on Friday. In a later statement, Bush described an incident on January 13th in a tunnel between her Cannon House office building and the Capitol, where she said, Greene came up from behind me ranting loudly into her phone while not wearing a mask. The day before, several Democrats had announced that they had tested positive for COVID-19 after being in lockdown with Republican members who refused to wear masks during the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. How would you know if you got it from that event anyways? And the fact that Nancy Pelosi brought in 2 Democrat House members who had tested positive in order to vote her back in as Speaker of the House conveniently leaves that part out of it. So, and we all know that the gestation period for COVID, I don't think that one's changed. It's been about 2 weeks. So Cori Bush is many things. One of those is not a liar, but one of those is rather she's not a doctor, but she is a liar. Okay, because actually yesterday Greene posted the video, and I won't play it for you. You can feel free to watch it, but I will describe this for you. She is walking. I don't know if she sees Bush or anybody in the hallway, but she's just talking on her phone. She's just cutting this video for everybody, saying that Black Lives Matter is bad for everything that they've done over the past year, burning things down, causing billions of dollars worth of damage. I'm sure it's probably in reference to the Capitol Hill insurrection that went on, and that it's not a fair comparison, which I would totally agree with. I don't know if that's the context, but that seems the most likely. She has her mask down because, obviously, we can scroll back a little bit, because she's talking into her phone, seemingly by herself. And then all of a sudden you hear a rather masculine voice from behind her, put on your mask, follow the rules. And then, Greene turns back around and says, you guys brought COVID positive House members into the chambers. You guys are awful hypocrites for that. in as many words. So that really makes Congresswoman from Missouri's 1st District a nurse, activist, organizer, single mom, obviously, and pastor, Congresswoman Cori Bush. She should also have, instead of pronouns at the end, she, her, liar. I think that would be a little bit more complete. So yes, obviously, she followed through with her promise. I thought it would be dead on arrival anyways, but you know what? The rules for engagement have changed. Democrats did all they could from the time that they took the House in 2019 all the way through the end of the year, 2020, and into the beginning of January. They used every available tool to weaponize it against Republicans. Not establishment Republicans. Mitt Romney's still fine. He's trying to live out the rest of his days on his knees. But coming after the likes of Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, Matt Gaetz, take your pick. If it's a prominent Republican, it's pretty much somebody that the Democrats have tried to come after. And anybody who's stood up for the opposing side has been levied with several attacks. So you've got to use your available weapons because, yeah, the rules for engagement have changed, like I just said. Republicans can't just be standing there going out and standing in formation, pretending like we can still fight battles like we're in the civil fucking war, sending waves after waves of military members. Meanwhile, the Democrats are fighting in a guerrilla warfare style North Viet Cong manner. No, you have to adapt and adjust for the times. And you know what? If impeachment's going to be weaponized, you just got to do it. I'm just saying, instead of Biden, you should just go ahead and impeach Kamala Harris too while you're at it. The basis for both is universal across those lines. But yeah, these are dead on arrival, but they're still just kicking around there. So we can go ahead and review what they are, but then figure out that maybe Marjorie's not entirely transparent about all of her goings-ons, as it were. The articles of impeachment concern Biden's alleged actions involving a quid pro quo deal in Ukraine, an alleged abuse of power by allowing his son, Hunter Biden, to siphon off cash from America's greatest enemies, Russia and China, I suppose. Greene's office announced in a statement just a day after Biden was sworn in as 46th president of the United States. The move comes less than a month into Greene's first term in Congress. Democrats control both House and the Senate, so it is unlikely that the attempt to impeach Biden, a Democrat, will succeed. Obviously, President Joe Biden is unfit to hold the office of presidency, Greene said in a statement. His pattern of abuse of power as Obama's vice president is lengthy and disturbing. President Biden has demonstrated that he will do whatever it takes to bail his son out, Hunter, and line his family's pockets with cash from corrupt foreign energy companies. Yes, and because, well, probably, more than likely, a week from Monday, the Senate portion of the impeachment trial for President Donald Trump is going to be taking place. And if Greene's arguing that you can impeach somebody based on the actions that they took prior to holding the presidency, well, they're already trying to set the precedent in the Senate so that you can convict somebody who's out of office. So you go ahead and expand the scope of impeachment. So if it's fair for one side, it's got to be fair for the other. And as much as I don't like it, you're just going to have to learn to live with it, because there's no putting this genie back in the bottle. But I wish we could end the story here. But unfortunately, we can't. Because as we've seen in the beginning there, she was weaponizing, or rather monetizing social justice behavior. But she did the same thing with the impeachment articles. Marjorie Taylor Greene files impeachment articles against Biden, fundraises off the effort. Yeah, this is a Newsweek article. They're pretty good, but at the same time, we're just going to walk on this because you just got to see both sides. No other way to put it. I'd be dishonest if I didn't bring this up. Marjorie Taylor Greene announced on Thursday that she has filed articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. I filed articles of impeachment. Yes, we've been over this. According to a press release posted on Twitter by Greene, the impeachment articles are for Biden's corrupt activities involving his son, Russia, and China. Shortly after her announcement, David Corn of Mother Jones posted a tweet showing Greene fundraising off of her impeachment effort. Please join my effort to impeach Joe Biden and donate at least $45 today, Greene wrote. According to the screenshot of her fundraiser, I am fighting for you in Congress, and I need to help ensure we can stop the criminal Joe Biden enterprise before it's too late. And here's the screenshot. This guy's from Mother Jones, okay, and an NBC or MSNBC analyst. Listen, if it's true, that sucks, because like I said, I like her. I think she's doing some good work by promoting the populist movement, but if she's also trying to make a buck off of it this way, I don't know. But the way that this asshole frames it gives me absolutely no sympathy for him or his followers, because it's just a bunch of, mask profile pictures and what used to be just the little eggs, but now just the gray icons. It begins. Marjorie Taylor Greene is fundraising off her effort to impeach Joe Biden. Will the GOP rubes fall for this? This is why when it comes to the whole GameStop stonks with a coordinated effort from both the left and the right. I don't trust the left as far as I can throw them. I appreciate their support during this, and it's nice to see everybody working together, but they are in it for much different means. They don't care about you. They just want everything destroyed so they can build it back up in their own image, okay? And this dude is probably somebody, if you go back in his timeline, he's probably all about unity and healing, but at the same time, he'll just call anybody he disagrees with a rube or an idiot or mentally unwell. So even the Newsweek article was a little bit disingenuous, because pulling up the screenshot itself, I am building a movement of citizens to lead our nation back to the vision of founding fathers. We only want people of honorable character to serve in our higher offices, not someone who has a history of using their offices to enrich their family at the expense of our nation. Will you partner with me today to donate $25, $50, $100, or even $1,000 today? You'll find the exact same fundraising message during anybody campaigning. Okay, it was at the bottom when we covered the Joe Biden platform as well. You could have a custom amount, 10, 5, whatever, $46. And it even says there $25. So is that the minimum? I don't know. So to say that she's asking for $45 a piece is a little bit disingenuous. And by a little, I mean a lot. Greene also has a petition posted on her campaign website for supporters to sign, showing their support for the Congresswoman's attempt to impeach Biden, which would be totally free. Greene previously announced her plans to file impeachment articles against Biden last week, yeah, obviously. And she followed through on that, which makes her different from her Democratic colleagues, so I just wanted to cover this as well because I heard the story, and if she is just trying to make a quick buck off of her constituents, I don't like it, but at the same time, you have different ways that you can support her. So if anybody tries to tell you that she's a grifter, you can point to this one right here and just show her that the person that you're arguing with is probably just a grifter themselves, and they can feel free to donate to Greene's campaign account. Because $1.6 million, oh, those are rookie numbers. To the moon, pal. But yeah, we got to talk about a couple other right-wing darlings here in a minute. I don't know if that'll be the second video or the third video, but stick around because we'll be talking about some lawyers after this. I know which ones you're thinking about, and it's probably the ones I'll be covering. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.